Hi, I'm Dr. Ken Henry, and this is Conservative Commentary. Before we get into the video, if you wouldn't mind, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. This really helps us grow the channel. Well, the Harris campaign is in full panic mode. Witness the campaign sending former President Barack Obama to Pittsburgh. Why? Well, because polls suggest Trump is making gains among black voters, especially black men. This has created great angst in the Harris campaign, so they called on Obama. In his comments, Obama chided male black voters. He said, and I quote, "My understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and commentaries, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. That lack of enthusiasm for Harris," he said, "seems to be more pronounced with the brothers." He chided voters who were voting for Trump or not casting a vote at all. "And you're thinking about sitting out," he said? "Part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president, and you're coming up with either alternatives or other reasons for that." Obama said, "Women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. When we get in trouble and the system isn't working for us, they're the ones out there marching and protesting," he said. My first reaction is that Obama played the race card by addressing the brothers. What would be the reaction if a white male had made the same comments to a group of white men and chiding them for not supporting Trump? Or what if a white male chided other white men for considering voting for Kamala in the way Obama chided the brothers? When Democrats get desperate, they call out Obama, and Jesse Walters refers to him as the Messiah. They're even so desperate that they have turned Bill Clinton loose on the campaign trail. And James Carville, who ceased to be relevant 20 years ago, was basically saying that Harris and Waltz should shut up. He said they should stop answering questions. So the men are going to step in and save Kamala because she and Waltz are so vacuous. This should tell you all you need to know about this campaign. Watch Obama's remarks and let me know your thoughts in the comments.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act so everybody's got health care, and cares about things like education. and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting out? I'm not. But, you know, Cousin Pookie might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your house, in your family, at church, who is coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And when we get in trouble and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable. That's not, this shouldn't even be a question.